All right, for the first part of segment 1 today, we are going to conclude the efforts that we have. That's right, I said efforts on Mutant Year Zero Genlab Alpha, where we're going to talk about what is Paradise Valley. We have told Heathen Dog that this is a post-apocalyptic world, but we keep calling it Paradise Valley.
I know.
And he's confused.
I am.
So we want to remove that confusion today and tell you, why is Paradise Valley your home and also your prison? We believe that role-playing games should take place in fantastic worlds. The focus of the game should be on role-playing and having a good time. The core values of #RPGate and any good tabletop group are escapism, not representation, entertainment over activism, and natural, organic inclusion, not forced diversity. The charity we support is the Wounded Warrior Project, a national, nonpartisan organization whose mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors. Please refer to the description below for the link to where you can make your hopefully tax-deductible donation. Join us Thursday and Saturday evenings on twitch.tv/Legion of Myth to watch Heathen Dog and his team of dirty casuals play multiplayer games for your mockery and enjoyment. Here on our YouTube channel, you can watch these game-related segments live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time, or check out the Friday Night Chill stream where our panel of guests opine, comment, and editorialize on the TTRPG hobby as a whole. Please like this video and leave a comment to appease the algorithm gods. Share this video on your favorite social media platforms to help us peer out of the shadows cast over us. And if you have not done so already, please subscribe to Legion of Myth for more tabletop RPG goodness. I want to thank Violence Solves Everything. It's a $10 Rumble rant. Thank you, Violence. I appreciate that. He says, here's a paltry tip for being on Rumble. And because I snubbed you on Friday after saying you deserve everything you got, or everything you get. That's why he's like, you deserve everything you get, and then didn't send anything. He's like, well, there's a message for you, all right? No, but thank you very much, Violence. Really do appreciate that. And you know what? Thank you for all your Palladium corrections, because I don't care about the rest. I only care about the ones that fix him and not me. Yep. All right, let's get to talking about Paradise Valley. Doug, you've got the comment section, right? All right. So where are we looking here? So, by the way, just so folks can know, let me un-F11 this for a second. I have, I'm going to bounce to the map a little bit. And later on, actually, that's going to be the next part, so we won't do that. But I will show off the map a little bit today. But for now, we're going to go here. And what page are we going to be on? We're going to be on Paradise Valley 86. So I'm guessing that's what, 89 or 90? What do you think? Let's try 90.
89.
It's 90 was closer. 91. Now, we're going to skip some of the specifics of this, but Max, it's a read-through. I know we're going to give you the feel of Paradise Valley, and from that point, you're going to decide if this is a game for you or not. I mean, we've talked about character creation, we've talked about the skills, we've talked about domination over, sense of motion, because, you're an animal. So let's look at what Paradise Valley is about. And we are going to convince that Paradise Valley is a prison and Heathen Dog wants to escape.
See, everyone says gilded cages are like the worst insult ever because you're a prisoner, but you're in a prisoner in luxury. I just see the luxury, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? It's that, what do you call it? It's that illusion of agency. You have the illusion of richness.
That's it.
Now that you have learned the rules of the game, it's time to take a closer look at your home and your prison, Paradise Valley. You have lived here your whole life. You know the paths and streams well. The glades and cliffs are as well known to you as your siblings in your own litter. But the familiarity of the valley is a false comfort. The valley is not your friend. It holds the hidden secrets of the Watchers. Those are the robots that, for whatever reason, don't like you as much as you think they do. In the Forbidden Zones and in the Labyrinth, in the depths of the very bedrock. You were born in Paradise Valley, but you refuse to die here. From the slopes of the mountains, you have seen the world beyond the fence. Really not much there to it, by the way. Towering mountains and mysterious ruins in faraway valleys. Someday you will go there. Someday you will be free. So one of the things that I did not express well, part of it was intentional, part of it was because I didn't want to dive down the rabbit hole until now, is the traditions of the animals. When you play Mutant Year Zero, you're at a crossroads, so to speak. Those who venerate the humans who are not around anymore, who basically worship them, and those who are like, this whole religion, we'll call it religion for a moment. This whole religion thing worked for a while, but where have the humans been for me recently?
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. So there's that. Now, the presumption is your characters are on the second part of that. Humans aren't here. The humans aren't here to save us. Now, you could have doubt. How far you go with that is up to your character, but you're presumed to be on that side, and that's a lot of what the resistance is about. And we'll get to the resistance in the next video, but we'll talk about it a touch here. So,
hang on. For Adam's sake, and for the people who this is their first Mutant Year Zero video you've watched, and shame on you for that. But Paradise Valley is a refuge, a protected area in a destroyed world.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is all of the science experiments, the animal-human hybrids that live inside Paradise Valley, are not allowed to leave. They get to the fences that separates Paradise Valley from the dead world, and these giant robots called Watchers stop them, either from electrifying the fence or just plain old shooting them. And personally, I would think that's okay. But also, every once in a while, one of the animals inside Paradise Valley will be abducted and experimented on. And if they come back messed up, or they don't come back at all.
I showed you a picture of an abomination, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I understand their hesitance to stay. I get it. If not for the abduction and bad touching that happens during these abductions, I would probably say, why the hell do you want to go out there? Have you seen out there? It sucks out there.
But here's the thing. You have knowledge that they don't. See, we covered Mutant Year Zero, right?
Yeah, fair.
You know what the zones look like.
Yeah.
These are like, all I see is emptiness out there. Like, I see grass and trees and mountains. They don't see the nuclear fallout. Oh, I'm sorry,
the rot or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so it's kind of funny that in my eyes, because we haven't gone through this section yet, in my eyes, it'll be like, if they do succeed in getting out of Paradise Valley, they'll just go back.
That's okay. Can we shut this cage again?
Yeah, shut
Pandora's
the
box.
Again,
we're closing it.
So okay, let's move on.
All right. Living like animals, the tribes of Paradise Valley follow traditions whose origins are lost in the haze of history. The most important task of the tribe elders is to make sure that the traditions are passed on to younger generations. The traditions may vary somewhat between the different tribes, but the principal features are the same in every habitat. Again, for clarification, tribes are the different animal groups. There's the dog tribe, the cat tribe, the badger tribe, yada, yada. Lately, as mistrust of the Watchers has grown, more and more young animals ignore or even openly defy the traditions. This dismays many of the elders, and offenders may well be expelled from the tribe. So you're starting to get a feel of like the more roleplay aspect of the setting. And this is what I'm going to focus on. Of all the stuff that I skip later on, I'm focusing on this intentionally because we never did cover this.
Yeah. It sounds like when Paradise Valley was introduced and put online, these traditions were pounded into these genetic experiments to keep them quote unquote safe inside Paradise Valley and not venture out.
There's more to it than that. I see where you cut from. Yeah. With the information that you've got, that yes, we'll go with that. The whole point is they revere humans because humans are the ones that uplifted them from their animal nature.
That's true. Yeah. So literally their creators. Yeah.
Right. So now everything that's human touched is holy. Like, think of it that way. Like, I use the game doesn't. I use the term religion because it makes sense. I want you to think of it like everything the humans touched. The humans are the gods or the angels. They're whatever term you want to use for that. So everything that they touch, like the robots who are there for your safety, right?
Sure.
They're actually the good guys. No, they're not. Yes, there. No, they're not. Yes, there. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the tribe in the pack. The tribe is the most important aspect of life to the animals of Paradise Valley. According to the ancient traditions, the needs of the individual are always subordinate to those of the tribe. Insert comment, random right-wing comments there.
No, it makes sense because that's how animals work. They work in a small socialist structure, and that's what works for them.
And but we're going to get comments on that, so I just
Of course, yeah, we're going to get comments on it.
Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, so socialism in a small group of say 20, 30, 40 members does work, but it doesn't scale up. All right, so take that as you like.
One thing I'm starting to see, but I may be off on this, is if the robots are keeping the animals in the valley, and then some, the player characters are the smart, savvy animals that figure out how to get free and go see the world. It seems like it's setting up this conflict of, we used to think the humans were so great, but the humans trapped us in here with their robots, so we don't like those humans. So once they travel way out into a distant land and meet some humans, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder saying, hey, you're the guys that sicked your robots on us, and we don't want to cooperate with you, and we don't like you.
You absolutely could have that happen.
Yes, that is entirely possible. It depending on your game, it could go one of several ways. It could go that way, where the animals lose all reverence for humans because of the perceived slights they've done over generations, and when they get out and they meet humans, they just attack them because, oh, you
did this to me. Yeah,
you did this to me. You locked us in this cage. You suck. Or they could get out, realize the world sucks, and the humans out here, they're all jacked up. They're all messed up. They're rotting from the inside. Yeah. But they saved us all these years by making these robots keep us in a place that is free of this disease and degradation that the entire world has. It all depends on what lessons the player characters take once they get out and are free of Paradise Valley. So,
or one other thing, humans are just as fallible as anybody else. I can take them or leave them.
Yeah, middle of the road. It could be that. It all depends on the game master and the players, how their characters process the information and events that happen to them.
Yep. So you're absolutely right with that, Adam. Where that is a way of looking at it. And if you go past, so one of the things about Mutant Genlab Alpha, so right now there are 4 versions of the game: Mutant Year Zero, Mutant Genlab Alpha, Mutant Megatron, and Mutant Elysium. When Mutant Year Zero is like the core world, the other 3 have, like, we'll call them prelude adventures. For here, it's escaping Paradise Valley, going out into the real world. For the robots, it's escaping the underground dome that's about to crack and have a rush of ocean water come in and kill you all. They each have their own little introductory story, but once they get out, they're all commingling. And how you decide that happens? What does a mutant animal from Genlab Alpha who has this problem with these robots do the first time he meets a robot character?
Freak out or kill it?
I mean, and the robot character's like, WTF? I didn't even know there were mutant animals. So absolutely. And that'll be however your table wants to handle that. In fact, most of the comments I get about Mutant Year Zero really shoot everything with regard to the story. Like, we just do this in our games. Like, that has nothing to do with Mutant Year Zero. You're playing almost a different game, like this rule set, but a different game. So a lot of people don't even play with all of this, but we're covering it as the game provides it. So, where was I? The tribe is the most important aspect of life to animals of Paradise Valley. According to the ancient traditions, I already read that. The needs of the individual are always subordinate to those of the tribe. What the needs of the tribe are is decided by a tribe council made up of tribe elders, usually a group of 10 to 20 individuals. The meeting of the council can be heated affairs and sometimes leads to physical confrontation. Remember, they're animals. Mm-hmm. But once a decision has been made, it is followed to the letter by all of the members of the tribe. That is an important statement. At least this is what the traditions decree. In reality, things are not always so simple. Your resistance. There are no formal families. Your pack is what's important. It's usually tied to your animal type. We're going to skip some of that. Exiles. This one's important, though. Individuals who refuse to conform to the rules of their tribe are eventually cast out from the community and are forced into exile. Most exiles are killed quickly by monsters or other calamities, but some live for years in solitude, usually in inaccessible parts of the valley. Tainted animals, especially those with very obvious mutations, are often cast out simply because of their defects. Again, animal society. One of the things where is it? Where's the map? There's the map. Before we go in, so you can see the map from edge to edge, right?
Sure.
This is 30 miles. This isn't like, a day, just we'll mosey on over here. This is 30 miles through pretty messed up terrain. It's hard to see, but here's like an inner fence right here that blocks off the cat enclave from over here with the rat enclave. Or down here, where is it? There's the fence. There's the fence for the badger enclave locked off from the dog enclave. So this isn't a small area, and you're going to be going through hostile territory. And I'm going to show a couple of creatures later on, probably during the next segment, but I'm going to show a couple of creatures later on to give you an idea of, yeah, you're just not wandering around like, yeah, let's go over here. We'll be fine. Oh, no. Think of your random encounters from old D&D. Habitats. The tribe's territory in Paradise Valley is its habitat, is defended ferociously.
Animals.
What's that?
Animals. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Each habitat is enclosed by old metal fences, but in many places, these internal fences have decayed and rusted apart. Now, there's the loophole to how you want to get from here to there. It's not just meandering around, but at the same time, there are ways to sneak through. And this is where the role-playing game comes in. The Watchers are traditionally not seen as a threat. Oh, well, that kind of goes against everything we've said so far, right? Mm-hmm. We'll get to that. They are allowed into the habitat without resistance, pretty much because you have no choice. Let's be honest with that. As the metallic creatures are seen as holy beings. However, more and more animals in the tribes want to change that. See the resistance below, and we'll talk about that next segment. So, are you getting the feel of this yet?
Yes, everyone is sectioned off, but not completely separated from one another because of the fence failures and stuff.
Yep.
And everyone is extremely territorial, protect what they have because animals are territorial. That's how it works. But if you don't toe the line, if you don't follow the rules for long enough, it's not like a one strike and you're out thing, but for long enough, you are exiled. That is the worst thing that could possibly happen to you because literally everything outside of your habitat wants to kill you in some way or another. So it is almost certainly a death sentence to be in exile. That's what I've gotten so far.
Generally speaking, you are on the right track, yes.
Okay.
On occasion, the tribes quarrel, despite the old concords between them. Sometimes these quarrels escalate into open hostility. Common reasons are disputes over hunting grounds or some valuable artifact. Now, artifacts, as we've talked about, at least in the previous game, I'm not sure if I talked about it in Genlab Alpha, are things like guns, cars, coffee pots, things from the old world. Throughout history, such conflicts have grown into outright tribe wars a few times. It's been many years since this happened last, but many fear war is now about to break out between the cat tribe and the rat tribe. So that one coming.
Yeah. Oh, no.
More on that below.
How could that possibly happen? Who the hell put the cat tribe close enough to the rat tribe to even have a physical confrontation? To me, they would be on opposite sides of the fucking...
Yeah, but all those little
rats
rats are saying, hey, those really big cats, let's go start a fight with them. That'd be a great idea.
Yeah, that's
Hey, spoilers. Spoilers.
But wait, why are they close enough to even ever meet each other, let alone start a war?
There is trade between them. So they do trade, and we'll get to... Oh, here we go, trade. Trade between tribes is commonplace. Every tribe contributes whatever they're most skilled at finding or growing. Trade missions to other habitats... down here, are common and generally accepted by the Watchers. There's no fixed currency. Trading items is the primary form of commerce. So,
bartering.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to go through travel in the valley. Just know that it is not necessarily safe. We'll look at some things later.
Yeah, there aren't any highways.
There are a couple of decent roads, but guess who patrols them?
The Watchers.
And guess who doesn't necessarily want you going wherever you want to go?
Probably the Watchers.
Get off my screen. What is that? Go. Hey. All right, ability to speak, yeah, they can talk. Feral ones can't speak. That's a role-playing thing you can get into in your game. The myth of humans. Humans are mythological entities to the animal mutants. According to and of course, right now he's just chomping at the bit. I want Mutant Elysium, Mutant Elysium, Mutant Elysium. According to the traditions, humankind are your creators. Those that raised you from... Okay, apparently I go to column 2. All right. Raised you from savage state and made you what you are today. There are many remnants of humankind's world in Paradise Valley. Wondrous ruins and objects whose purpose is often mysterious and inexplicable. Some of you have seen pictures of humans. Scared furless apes. Okay, Sometimes I don't like the way these sentences are written.
Sacred.
Oh, yeah, sacred, not scared. You're right. Some of you have seen pictures of humans. Should be a semicolon there. Sacred, furless apes. Humans were benevolent makers. And the seers often prayed to the human spirits for guidance. Now, how much do we like seers?
We don't like them at all.
Okay. But the humans have abandoned you, left you alone, trapped with the Watchers. Why humankind did this is at times debated intensely among seers and elders. Some seers claim that humans will return someday and set you free. All right. The Watchers, according to the traditions, the Watchers are the deputies of humankind. The Watchers have been charged with watching over you, taking care of you, but also ensuring that you follow the rules and regulations set by humans. According to the traditions, all trials and tribulations the Watchers subject you to are opportunities to show your worthiness in the eyes of humankind. So, when you're kidnapped and turned into an abomination, hey, look at that.
Yeah, you're helping the humans. You're helping society. Good for you. You're a hero.
You have a chance to excel. Only when you succeed in doing so will humans return and set you free. Doesn't this sound like Ascension from Stargate? Like, do some stuff, we don't know what it is, but just play ball, and one day you'll turn into a form of energy.
There you go.
The elders say that the Watchers, being the deputies of humankind, must be treated with veneration and respect, regardless of what they do to you. More and more.
Well, it's understandable. Humans are your God. God can do whatever he wants. Shut the hell up.
More and more young animal mutants question these old truths. They claim you must fight the Watchers and gain your freedom by force. This is the only true test. And once you've completed it, you will have proven yourself equal to humankind. This is the ideology behind the brewing resistance that attracts more and more animals into its ranks. All right, so you got sacred rights. We're going to skip those. Scrap idols, we're not going to go into that. The oppression of the Watchers, we are going to talk a little bit more about that, though. The Watchers, your metallic jailers, affect your lives every day. They are always present, even when they are not there to be seen. You never know if their cameras see you, their microphones hear you, or if the animal next to you is an informant. Being an informant is a big deal in this game. The Watchers control the animals of Paradise Valley in many ways. They have drones.
Oh, I love it. Beautiful drones.
Yep, there's a drone. And notice it does have guns.
Of course. These are animals, man. Some of them are like bears and stuff. It's going to take a 50 cal to take them out.
So clever animals, mutants, especially those that are part of the secret resistance, have evolved methods to avoid Watchers' eyes in the sky. This is all in the player section, by the way. So slowly sneaking under the cover of forests and thickets, using animal skins to disguise oneself as one of the monsters in the valley. Remember, there are a lot of mutated weirdo monsters that are out there as well. So light fires on the smoke, hide movement on the ground or divert attention of the Watchers. Like, hey, we're here. Watchers come flying in. You're actually over there. Anyway, and there are other things that you can do. So you can get around the Watchers. Is there anything else here? Checkpoints are, this is important. Each habitat has main Watcher checkpoint. Each habitat. Controlling movement of the animals in the valley. These checkpoints marked on the map of Paradise Valley are normally manned, and we'll talk about that when we get to the resistance side about how that may or may not be true, at all times by a squad of Watchers, usually a few Sentinels. And I'm not going to spoil what the stats are for the Sentinels. I know it's in the book. Anybody can look at it. You buy the book. Players have access to it. That's dumb, but whatever. Especially since there's a role to figure out what it can do. Why do you put that in the player's book? Okay, I'm done arguing about that. At the checkpoints, the Watchers ask where you're going and why in their metallic voices. They go through all of your belongings. They make you sit on the ground and wait. Finally, they let you pass. Well, maybe. Sometimes Watchers also set up sudden roadblocks. This is like a DUI checkpoint. Yeah. Generally, they're set up at bridges, boards, or gates in the inner fence, but sometimes Sentinels show up in seemingly meaningless places. Sometimes a whole outpost will be surrounded by roadblocks, letting no one in or out. Often the purpose of a roadblock is inexplicable, and here's the thing. It's inexplicable to them as well. Not fully true for anybody who knows some of the secrets going on, but if you were to ask a Watcher why you're doing it, they're like, oh, following orders. This is what, or not even answering you and just doing what robots do. Other times it's obvious the robots are looking for members of the resistance. They are aware of it. And yes, they can raid your areas and Ringing. Ringing is something that basically means you've been marked. You are now tagged. If you take it off, it's like taking off your ankle bracelet as a criminal. So let's say you're a member of the Resistance. Heathen Dog, for just a moment, you're a member of the Resistance.
Yep.
And I've just I just ringed you.
I'm no longer a member of the Resistance.
No,
really, they're going to kick me out. They don't want me around. If the Watchers can track me with 100% accuracy and I cannot stop it, they're going to want me to stay home. I'm a farmer now. Hi.
Or use you in diversions.
That's objectively awful. I don't like that.
Just saying, you go that way by yourself. But yeah. Collaborators. The Watchers don't always carry out their dark deeds on their own. A few animal mutants are their chosen minions and underlings. Okay, I'm going to ask a question. I just want to see how intuitive, it's not intelligent, this is intuitive, Heathen Dog happens to be. And Adam, if you want to jump in, you can as well in this one. Do you remember the various animal types?
Yes.
Dogs, cats, badgers, bears, moose, rabbits, rats. I know that's not all of them, but that's a lot. What animal type do you think would be the ones that probably turn you into the Watchers the most?
Well, the obvious answer are the rats, because they're rats. Rat bastards. I mean, it's in their name.
Adam, do you have an idea?
If I had to hazard a guess, I would say foxes. They're really quiet. They're really good at sneaking around, and they, in folklore, they want someone else to take the fall so they don't have to.
Okay. Well, Adam's closest, because foxes belong to the dog group. Dogs are loyal.
Loyal to humans. But I thought it would be directly to humans, not to a machine.
That's fine.
But, okay.
Again, you don't know the game. That's fine. This wasn't to make the Heathen Dog look dumb or anything, but the dogs, and we'll see that when we talk about the Resistance. Yeah, never trust a dog if you're a member of the Resistance. Stupid mutts. Anyway, all right. Collaborators of the open kind are most common. It's right there on the screen. You could have just read it. No, are most common in the dog tribe. Other tribes often consider the entire dog tribe as the right hand of the Watchers. Not completely true. Even dogs sympathetic to the Resistance. Like I said, well, a few of them might be okay with the Resistance.
Couple. Randy over there, he's a little weird. But yeah, the rest of the dog tribe, yeah, they're on board with Team Human.
But it can't be denied that the dog tribe is closer to the Watchers than any other tribe. All right. So let's. Is there anything else here? Abductions.
That's probably important to know. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but this I think is the only reason why anyone would want to leave Paradise Valley, especially if they know what's outside, the abductions.
Okay. There's no warning and no way out. At irregular intervals, the Watchers capture animal mutants and take them away. Where the victims are taken is unknown, but legends claim that they are taken to the Labyrinth, the underground domain of the Watchers, deep under the mountain. There is no discernible pattern to when or how often the abductions happen. Sometimes there are several in one day. Sometimes weeks pass by without a single one. Who is abducted is just as unpredictable. It is, simply put, an ever-ongoing life or death lottery. No tribe is spared, even though there are those that growl that the dog tribe seems to be targeted less than the other tribes. Now, if you had to guess, what tribe do you think is caught the most? And I will tell you now, it is an animal you guys have not mentioned yet, and I forgot about it until just now.
Weasel?
Who goes through the most scientific testing?
Rabbits. There it is. The rabbits are abducted more. I get it.
Yep. It's just weird how that kind of plays into that. So as you do, animals sympathizing with the Resistance also seem to be at greater risk of being abducted than others. The manner of abduction varies. Usually animals are caught while hiking through the valley, but it is not unknown for death-dealing Watchers to march straight into a habitat and seize whoever they're after. Heathen Dog, come with me. I don't want to. Sometimes they come looking for a specific individual. Other times, the choice seems completely random. The big part about this, I wasn't going to read this, but I think Heathen Dog, you're right. It was good that I did. That I want to put out there for game masters is this. If the Resistance becomes too open, this happens. If your player's like, screw it, I'm just going to shoot every Watcher I see. Blam, blam, blam. Guess what happens?
They have cameras, man. When you shoot one, if it happens to get a camera shot of you, All of them know your face now. They look in their database. Now they know your name. They probably even know where you live now. They're going to go to your village. They're going to find you, if not you, your family, and they're going to take somebody.
Exactly. According to tradition, it is both futile and downright reprehensible to offer resistance to an abduction. How dare you resist this abduction?
How dare you not take your abduction?
Right?
Do it.
Get into that white van with no windows right now, mister.
It even says candy on it. Come on.
It says candy on it. Oh my God. Abductions are part of an animal's trials and must run their course. To be abducted is an honor, sorry, it's hard to read that with a straight face. According to the traditions. The few occasions where a victim has attempted escape or when parents have tried to protect their child from being taken have inevitably ended with the victim captured by force or even killed. So why resist?
So you can't win. They are giant T-1000 flying murder robots, and you are a half rat, quarter man, quarter idiot for even trying to stand up to something like that.
You can return, but I showed Heathen Dog a picture in a previous episode.
You don't want to come back. You want to die.
Yeah.
You want to die. You hope you don't come back.
Because otherwise you turn into one of these.
An abomination is not good.
Resistance. So this is on page 98 of the PDF. We're going to come to this later. There is one thing in one of these little blocks that I'm looking for.
While you're looking for that, an abomination, when you are taken, you are tested on. You are tested. Usually they strip you of your gooey organic parts and put in cyborg parts. And if you survive and you're not horribly violent or completely insane, they'll put you back to see what happens. And now you're all messed up. Your brain's fried, your body's messed up. You were a lot. It's a bad life.
You don't want a lot.
you just want to die now. You just hope you die.
Where is it? Did I pass it? Yeah, I think I passed it.
I don't know what you're looking for, so I can't.
The abomination. I'm going to
read. That occurs to me is with Mutant Mechatron, the game about the robots. I thought I heard from someone that their society was breaking down, and they had to get it up and up to regular operating order. But with these watchers around the animals, time has passed, and they're doing fine, and they replace their losses. So. I mean, as a gamer, I start thinking, maybe there's some bad organization keeping this going.
There is a lot of guesswork for the player characters up until they actually discover key truths. So you can guess all you want, but the main difference between the machines in Mutant Mechatron and the Watchers here in Mutant in the name of this game.
Mutant Genlab Alpha.
Mutant Genlab Alpha is that the machines in Mechatron are complete AI. They are actual artificial intelligence successfully, and they are trying to fix their habitat because it's going to break, and they live on the bottom of the ocean. So if that dome breaks, they're all going to die. So that's their trouble and tribulation. The Watchers here, they are not AI. They're smart systems, but they are not true individuals. They are still running their programming.
Yeah, the main thing, and we'll talk about this when we do Mechatron starting next week with the robots, is that you're playing a robot in Mutant Mechatron. You have two things that are working against you right now. One, your dome is trying to break, and if it floods, flooding plus robot does not equal good time.
Yeah. Salt water and electronics, never a great deal.
Right. The other part is you've gained sentience. Unlike your other robot brethren, you've gained sentience. And now you're starting to question. This literally a skill in the game called question. When you question, you're broken. And now you need to be fixed. So just like the animals here, I'll get to super chat in a second. Just like the animals here kind of have to hide the resistance. With the robot, you kind of have to hide the fact that you're free thinking. So anyway, so this is an abomination just real quickly to show that. And this is that number I was talking about. This is your the modifier to your roll to see how much you understand about the abomination you're about to fight. So why would you put it in the book? Because now all of you on the screen are just reading what it can do. Of course, a game master is going to change that. I get it, which is one of the cool things about the abomination. This means nothing, really. But the point is like, why would you put all these stats in the book? Especially for the robots.
The reason you're showing the picture is because an ape gets taken, ape comes back as this,
Or something similar, yeah.
Or something similar. His body, his spine, his legs are replaced with cyborg parts. As you can see, his brain probably not doing great.
Drooling on himself.
Yeah, he's drooling. He's not awesome. He's not doing great. It's better to be dead. Just like in Pet Cemetery, dead is better.
It's good. Like it. All right. What was super chat?
So it's Crafty giving us $5 saying, have you tithed today?
Well, thank you, Crafty. Appreciate
Some
that.
people have Crafty.
Drive-by tithing. It's the wife's birthday. Oh, well, happy birthday to you. Should we sing? Should we sing?
No.
Oh.
It would hurt her. It's her birthday. She should have good things, not us singing.
Somebody throws enough money, we'll sing.
That's fair.
All right. So, again, not going through the entirety of Paradise Valley. We're going to talk about some of the basics, some of the things we overlooked before, things like the fences and so forth, so you get the idea of what's happening here. So Paradise Valley is situated high up in a scenic mountain range, far from the crumbling ruined cities described in Mutant Year Zero. So, again, Heathen Dog is like, oh, why would they want to leave? Don't they understand the world's been destroyed? Well, no, if you're living up in the middle of the Rocky Mountains or the Himalayas or something, you don't know what's going on down there.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on in New York or Kansas City or whatever. You don't know it's all existential hell outside of Paradise Valley. You just you're just ignorant and naive and realize, oh my God, I'm trapped. You just don't realize you're trapped in a literal paradise comparatively to what everything else in the world is.
Maybe those humans weren't so bad, huh? Maybe becoming an abomination is a worthy sacrifice compared to what you're about to walk into. Anyway, because the rot, by the way, does affect mutant animals as well. So the valley is roughly 30 miles across. This area is depicted on the map, which, again, showed right there. More detail and secrets about Paradise Valley can be found in the Game Master section that you can read of this book. Yeah, I added that. Meant for the GM's eyes only. Oh, thanks for adding that little... Really? Oh, well, let me see. Can you tell how I feel about that?
Yeah.
The outer fence, the feared outer fence, encircles the whole valley. It is an electric fence topped with razor wire, still powered somehow. The remains of several animal mutants in various states of decay can be found in a few places along the inside of the face. The reason for that is to remind you that you're where you're not supposed to be.
Yeah. They don't clean up all of the corpses of people who got shocked themselves to death or got shot by sentinels, but they clean up some of them. They leave some of them as a deterrent. You know, the robots aren't putting heads on pikes, but this is the next best thing.
But they're not taking them off the pikes either.
Fair enough.
These are the victims of unsuccessful escape attempts. The outer fence is guarded around the clock by deadly drones and automated watchtowers, and we'll look at one. We'll look at one later to show you, probably in the resistance side, but they're not weak. When we start looking at the dice these things get to roll, you're going to be like, wow, how are we supposed to win? This doesn't stop certain brave animals from trying because they're dumb, and they're animals. And around the campfires in the valley, many tales are told of those who actually succeeded.
Yeah.
It's like the cat who caught the red dot, right?
Yeah. Someone's going to talk about it, pie in the sky, bullcrap. No, sorry. No one's gotten out. They're all dead.
Hello, Patty Parlor's Games. Good to see you, sir. Fact or fairy tale? No one can say for sure. Oh, well, the Game Master can. Automated watchtowers. A large number of robotic watchtowers are part of the surveillance system of the Watchers, placed strategically, not really, just everywhere. If you call that strategically, then they're every part of the
strategy.
Fair enough. Every part of the outer fence is covered by at least one tower. The towers are 30 feet high, metallic cylinders equipped with searchlights, megaphones, and lethal energy weapons. Whoever approaches the tower is issued an what's that? Escalating. Okay, escalating succession of warnings. First, a metallic voice message from the megaphone. Then a warning shot, which, by the way, those of you who have firearms in your home, never fire a freaking warning shot.
No.
Then a warning shot, and finally a kill shot. Usually only one hit is required.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got robot capability, I mean, you're probably not going to miss, right?
No.
Theoretically.
And these things are powered by whatever powers the watchtowers, so it has unlimited ammo. It's an energy weapon, and it's a placement, so it can be rather large. So you're just going to get hit and then turn to salsa.
The Stalag 13 searchlights are activated as soon as there's any form of movement along the outer fence during the night. The inner fences. Now, these are the ones that separate the different
habitats.
Yep. The inner fences in Paradise Valley between the different habitats are nowhere near as well kept as the outer fence. The gates, usually situated along the roads in the valley, are sometimes manned by watchers, but oft left abandoned and open. Isn't that different than what it said before? When it said manned outposts?
Yeah.
I'm not quibbling. I'm just reminding people. Even along sections where there are no gates, there are many places where the fences have decayed enough for cunning animals to slip through. No one goes near the fence casually, though. The risk of running into watchers is always greater along the fences than anywhere in Paradise Valley. And I promise you this, if you get anywhere close to an outer fence, and I don't mean 20 feet, I'm talking a quarter mile, you are about to meet a watcher.
Yes.
Or 7. Okay, not going to go through the forest and so forth. Just know that they're basically haunted. The river and lake where the apes live, that's where you can get some food, but they also have their own issues and so forth. The ski resort, again, you can read about all of this. The specific locations you can read about in the game. One, I don't want to keep our guest waiting so much, and we have one more segment to go through here. And 2, this could be done differently by your game master. These little specifics aren't as important.
These are all pre-apocalypse points of interest, or post-apocalyptic animal-made points of interest. The ski resort, obviously, hybrid animals don't care about skiing, right? It was probably there before, but the forest and the river, these are important spots that are controlled by certain animal groups, but they have become points of interest because they are either places of trade, places of, trader commerce, or places of gathering, or, whatever. So they are important, and it goes through several of them, and your game master may create some or take away some. It all depends on what suits his game. So, look out for that.
And there's something I was looking for there, but I'm not going to dwell on it. When I was reading through this yesterday to figure out the order of how I wanted to cover things today, it talked about another Mutant game, and it sounded absolutely amazing. So we are going to look at we're going to talk about we're going to talk about the labyrinth for a moment. We're going to just read off the name of the habitats to give you an idea of what the habitats are. This is the dog habitat, by the way. All right. So the labyrinth. Truth or myth? Since time immemorial, the seers have frightened children with tales of the labyrinth. The underground halls beneath the mountain where, oh my God, I forgot his name. I just had it in my head. Who did the movie Labyrinth?
Oh, David Bowie.
David Bowie singing all the songs for you.
Yep.
Dang it. I ruined that because I had his name like 5 seconds ago and then I lost it. Between the mountain where the watchers... What's that?
The babe with the power.
The babe with the power. The watchers take... Wow. Where the watchers take you to be cut into pieces unless you do what you're told. The small number of animals that have returned after being abducted by the watchers have been pale shadows of their former selves.
Unable you can see their brain. Yeah, it's not good. You'd rather die.
Unable or refusing to remember the horrors they have endured.
Oh right. God, no. If I had my skull popped open and my brain poked at, I wouldn't want to remember that either. We're like, no, I'm okay with not having that memory ever.
No, we're gonna let you remember it.
Damn it.
All right, so we looked at the dog. Here's the apes, the islands in the lake, and if you care, that's right here. Monkeys. Yep. I hate monkeys. Wipe them out. Cabin Village. Here are the kitty cats.
It's very I don't know why. Didn't expect
that. The Rat Castle. And by the way,
get a castle.
What's that?
How come rats get a castle? That's lame.
For those who watch the character creation video, this is where Fanny05 lives. The Rabbit Warren. Here's the building, but really they live here because they're rabbits.
All right.
What's this one? This is the lizards? Reptiles, yeah. This is the reptile terrarium. How come they get a terrarium? Look, they got technology, man. They got biodomes.
Nice.
Who's that idiot actor from
maybe, but whatever.
Who's that idiot actor from the 90s? Buddy.
Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore. Yes, a biodome. Yeah, I remember the movie. It was
my God.
Awful. Yeah.
Well, he was awful, but he's in here getting eaten by the lizards.
Sure.
And then you have the bear park. Hey, boo boo.
I don't think they're worried about picnic baskets.
Well, depends on who's carrying it. The badger burrow. Again, they like to dig. And was there one more? Or is that it? What animal did we miss, Heathen Dog?
I don't know. Did we miss horses?
Close.
The moose or the deer or whatever? Yeah.
A moose. Because they don't have a tribe. Not in the same manner.
They don't have an enclosure?
Nope. They're just out there in the wilderness, and they don't even have a hierarchy, a tribe. Nobody cares about them. They're kind of just freewheeling, man. They're the hollow ones, like that. Hollow ones of Mutant Genlab Alpha.
Okay.
But there we go. That's enough of Paradise Valley. Look, if you guys want a video where I talk about the habitats, that's kind of weird, but I'll do it if they want one on the side. Really, I just wanted to explain what Paradise Valley is for you. Heathen Dog, do you now understand why Paradise Valley is both an awesome home, beautiful, but also a prison?
Yes.
Does it make more sense now?
Yes. Yes, it does. But to be fair, the main thing is the abductions. Especially the first time you see Billy come back from an abduction and Billy is all jacked up.
Yeah, fair. What are the comments that we got?
All right. First, we got brother Malakal. Does this mean you could theoretically pray to Jesus, Buddha, or Muhammad, whatever, as an animal person because they are humans?
Sure.
If they were taught religion at all, they weren't taught specific religion, just that humans were the creators. So they were taught that all humans are this. But if they found a book, a Bible or a Quran, they would learn to read it, and they would see, oh, this is the ultimate human, Jesus, or the ultimate prophet of the God Muhammad or whatever, who must be even a better human. You know, they wouldn't understand it correctly, but because there are humans in the book, it would probably be considered some kind of holy text.
First, related to that as well. First of all, most mutants can't read. That doesn't mean your character can't read. I mean, your character could read. It's not, but most mutants can't read. They're animals. Secondly, it doesn't matter. You could pick up a book. You know what? I found somehow it survived. I found my Dragonlance book, and you could start worshiping Mishakal because of the way that book is written. It just depends, because they venerate everything that's humans. But yes, you could mix all those religions into one if you really wanted to, throw a Bible or Quran or whatever in your game.
If the game master wanted to throw a random religious book in there, he could just make up how the animals interpret it, and it would be correct.
Yeah,
because you have no idea how the animal is actually going to react to the information in that holy book.
Yep.
And then he comes back again later on. It's like Secret of Nim. But the whole experiment on animals thing, kind of. In Secret of Nim, it was just their thought process and their awareness that was increased. This one is both their brain and their body that were changed. So they are very much also human-like, more less in appearance than in mind, but both.
Yeah.
So they have human physical traits as well.
Yeah, you're proud of your human-esque-ness.
Yeah. Yes, that's the God part of you. So people like that. Marakma says it looks like he was upgraded to a half robot, talking about the abomination. I would not agree with the word upgrade.
If you think that Locutus of Borg is an upgrade, then
you're
yes.
Probably on the wrong side.
Well, and you're probably on the wrong side. There you go.
And then we have Rex Teal says the whole connection with the Year Zero games and their lore is so cool. Yes. I mean, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that, because we're also doing Mage in segment 2, which is the whole World of Darkness is also connected, but you don't have to connect it. Just like all of these Year Zero games, they are standalone games, but they are a piece of a puzzle of a tapestry of a universe that is the Year Zero engine.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would be more willing to put Year Zero games together as kind of a conglomerate than I would the World of Darkness games, though, because you're going to get people complaining, why is my vampire celerity not as cool as the mage? Well, because mages just outpower you. Yeah. Why is my changeling can't do anything? Well, because you live in a dream world, dumbass. That's, damn it, no, I swore.
But
then
we have Rex Steel again. I feel like you might have answered this, but does it matter which order the games are played? You did talk about this last week or the week before.
I'll answer it again. Yes-ish. And it's this simple. If you want to play through these games as the prequel, then it matters. Because remember, Mutant Year Zero is the core game. Once you're out in Mutant Year Zero, you're playing the game. And even it has its own story, too. In order for somebody from Genlab Alpha to get to Mutant Year Zero, to do it by the book, that is, your table, your rules, you do your thing, you would have to play through this introductory adventure, which we'll talk a bit more about in the Resistance side. I'm not going to dive into it, but we're going to talk about more. You're going to see how it plays out a little bit more. And then I want to do this. I honestly want to do this someday. I'm not a fan of Elysium. It doesn't flow well for me, but I would love to do a Mutant Elysium campaign, however long that takes. A Mutant Genlab Alpha campaign, however long that takes. And a Mutant Mechatron campaign, however long that takes. And then have them go out to the world at that point. And then, do you want to keep your Mechatron character, or do you want to make a new one for Mutant Year Zero? You're going to want to keep your Mechatron character.
Robots are better.
Robots are, I cannot wait. Mechatron, again, everybody knows I love anthropomorphic animal games. I Shard and After the Bomb is my Palladium game. I play Wolfen. I read a comment somewhere. Somebody said, "I'd take Wolfen out of my game." Well, F you, I'm not playing your game then. I don't necessarily mean that hardcore, but yeah, I mean, I like that kind of thing. But for whatever reason, we'll talk about it next week, starting next week, I like the robot version better. Anything else?
Nothing poignant.
Okay. All right. Then with that, like, subscribe, share. Oh, can you put the subscribe? I don't have any of the buttons. I have the book in front of me. So like, subscribe, share. Want to thank Adam for popping in. He's going to be more prevalent in our, in the mage segments for those of you who watch the videos that come out this week. But I want to thank him for being here and sitting through this. But with that, I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video.